Hey everybody, James with Full Chills of Chainsaw Artistry. I don't know what happened. Somehow I lost the audio on this, and I'm assuming it must be because I was trying to play music with those 3M headphones that are actual earmuffs. But anyway, you can't do both, which I can do with my bows. But long story short, this is the fly fishing bench back. So this was the fly side. So looking at the bench, like you were walking up to sit on it. This is going to be the right side of the bench. Here, got the good old 2511. Putting in some work. Looks like I still got the 8-inch bar on this one. I have a 12, and this may be the 12. I can't remember. But anyway, here we are. So we're going to finish up the rocks on this thing while we're here. Carve those in, and then we're going to get to work on this fly. So as you can see, I'm just making all kinds of little spots in the rocks, things smoothing, adding some texture. In Arkansas, we have limestone, sandstone is our main types of rock here. So if you're in the river systems or the lakes, it's going to be big chunky rock normally, and with that, it's going to have lines, relatively smooth lines, but it's going to have these lines from where the water cuts in it. If you've ever seen pictures of the Buffalo National River, Bull Shoals Lake, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So I wasn't real sure. I just started fly fishing. My son's a fly guide here on the White River in northern Arkansas. And so I've been looking and exploring flies. I grew up as a spin fisherman. So I have struggled a little bit with keeping in my mind what type of flies or what flies look like or the types. But what I really wanted to do here was carve something that was going to be bright, was going to be standoutish to go with the trout. But I really wanted it to look like a fly that somebody, when they walked up to it, they would really recognize being a fly. So I'm not sure what I was thinking when I carved the first one, honestly. It looked more like an egg pattern. If you're familiar with fly fishing and the egg patterns, basically salmon eggs or something like that. That's kind of what it looked like, and I just wasn't happy with it. Those are not normally flies. Those are normally what people call attractors. So you run that at the top versus the bottom of the, as your, what we call an attractor bait, I guess. I'm not sure how to explain it because, like I said, I'm not a proficient fly fisherman at this time, but anyway, it's something that they see. Usually it's a bright color, a pink and orange, sherbet colored, something like that. And then, below that, you might be hanging a lure 12 to 24 inches, or a fly, excuse me. You might be hanging a fly down below that, like I said, 8 to 24 inches down, like a copper john or, something like that, or even a San Juan worm, and so the attractor gets their attention and it's up higher. Normally you fish these with a float or a bobber. The only difference in fly fishing and spin fishing or bait fishing in a float and a bobber is about $3. So in fly fishing, everything is more expensive, including the floats or the bobbers. They do have some cool ones though. If you're a spin fisherman, go look at the Oros strike indicators or floats. They're pretty neat. They're expensive. They're pretty neat. They're a biodegradable foam that has a way that you can actually twist it together. Really simple to move up and down the line. Doesn't affect the line. It has a little rubber gasket. It's pretty cool. So anyway, here you can see me carving in. What I'm doing is I'm going for wings. And this video is a few days old at this time. I've already got the bench paint, or the ends of the bench painted. We'll be working on the bench itself, the seating area next. I think you're going to enjoy that as well. It's going to have a silhouette on the back, so stay tuned for that one. But this video has been sitting until I could get a chance to get in here and overlay some audio on this thing, because like I said, somehow I lost the audio. It was muted. I couldn't get it out, so here we are, just cleaning it up, trying to make it as fly-like as possible, rounded, curved, trying to make the body look segmented. You'll see it better when I paint it. You can kind of see it there, but you can see it better when I paint it. I'm not going to give a spoiler away on how I paint it. I struggled really hard because I like bright colors. I struggled really hard on the paint job, picking colors for this. I actually thought about it for close to a week before I went and bought them. Wish I could remember what I was saying. I'm sure I was just talking about laying out the fly, like I've already been doing, talking about it, being a butterfly, laying in the feather that we would use for the wings. And then here we are. Here's those spots that I'm talking about. If you've ever seen it in our area, you see the riffled-like lines where the water runs over, cuts these divots. They're usually really smooth, so I'll hit this pretty hard with the sander after a burn, which is also in the painting video, but the camera flopped. My dogs knocked into the tripod, and I didn't have the tripod locked in, so my phone ended up flipping over. Oh, I don't know if that's a rotten spot or what is. This was a tree that was hit by lightning, and it was a big, big, big piece of pine. Beautiful, beautiful tree. But anyway, it had lived for a while until a tornado got it, and I cut all the rot out. That looks actually like a bark inclusion when I was looking at it, which was kind of weird. But anyway, there we are. Thanks for watching.